It's that classic all-American dream, the young person from the very small town trying to make it big in Hollywood. We're going to interview him, get to know him a little bit. Hey, I'm Toasty. Welcome to my domain. What have you been into recently since all the pandemic stuff started?
Just basically living my daily routine. Just waking up, going to the gym if it's a gym day, and going reading over scripts over films I'm in, and studying my character, training my skills every single week, and just taking it day by day. So
Gotcha.
trying to stay
Okay.
motivated as much as possible.
Well, thanks for being on the show, man. Really appreciate you being here and glad to have you along. Just got a few quick things to, just some questions to go over. And, we want to get to know a little more about you. And, you've definitely come up far in terms of acting. You're getting ready to be in a major feature film that's coming out within the next couple of years, The Suicide Squad. We'll get to that here in a little bit. But first, let's just rattle off some questions here. So, like, what got you into acting? How did you want to start that?
Oh, I've been into acting ever since childhood, but sports really controlled it. And you grew up along with me, even though we played on the different teams back then. But
Yeah.
your dad's a coach, it's kind of like pushing you to that. But a lot of people didn't know this. The people that we grew up with, like after practice, I wouldn't go home and work on my game. I would watch movies. It's just like or study the playbook. But I've been acting since childhood, man. So
Yeah.
and then it's just like after middle school, or grade school, middle school, and high school days were over. Basically, I had to figure out by myself like what I really wanted to do. Football and basketball didn't pan out because the ACT was just like it was a bad score. It was a low score. I was like, are you kidding me? So, but I got back into theater / acting back in 2013. It was like a horrible year for me. It was like a downfall. And I basically had to find a way to get out of West Virginia. So 2013, I was in a car accident. My grandmother passed away. And I auditioned for the show Grease at Paramount Arts Center in Ashland, Kentucky. And I didn't know any musical songs. All I knew was like rock and roll songs, like slow songs. And my audition for that show was Fade to Black by Metallica. And they loved my singing. They liked my look at the time. Back then, I was like 235, 240 pounds. I was out of shape, but kind of bulk. But they loved my singing. They loved what I was doing. So I got cast in that. And the rest was history after that. And then kept going through there.
When it comes to your acting, what actors or actresses do you draw inspiration from? Who are some of your favorites?
Oh my gosh, there's a long list, but my top 5 is Frank Grillo, Josh Holloway, Denzel Washington, Robert Downey Jr., and Heath Ledger. Like those are my all-time top 5. Yeah, Frank Grillo came out of nowhere in I think it was late 2015. I saw Homefront, and this dude, he played Cyrus. I'm like, who is this guy that's playing Cyrus? Like it's like the James Franco movie or something like that.
Mhm.
I haven't watched it in 3 years, but anyway, when I saw this dude, I'm like, I need to keep an eye on this guy. Like this guy can act really good. And he's like 40 something years old. He's 5% body fat. I'm like, oh my gosh. When Point Blank came out, he was like moved up to the top 5. And then when Black and Blue came out, he was like immediately number 1, Frank Grillo. So I was just like, yeah, this dude is my favorite actor. So
Yeah. What's been your favorite moment as an actor? Like, has there been any one moment where you're thinking, this is why I do this?
at this point, there's a lot of business sides that goes with it. It's it's not really easy to get into it. You just got to stick to your craft and train your skills every single week. But at that point, not yet, but hopefully soon down the road. I got 3 more projects going ahead, but hopefully maybe during that time or maybe after that, that's probably when I'll decide. Right now, anything you go after in life is not easy. So people think it's easy and it's not. So
yeah, I can imagine. And like going back to what you mentioned earlier, how like when you got into Greece, you know, it was something that you said just sort of came out of nowhere. I'm sure many people that would watch this are probably aspiring actors. What advice would you give to them in terms of how to make it farther up the ladder like you have?
start slow, start from the bottom, start in theater, and keep training your skills every single week. And if you feel like you're ready to get into the film industry, go for it. Get a coach, do some researches, and have a coach that's done more film work, knows the business side more than you do, and he or she will get you to that next level. Like if you're booking a film, like I'm in the process of Black Wolf right now. The script's changed more than 50 times, and you email the whole script to the coach, and then you tell him or her what pages, like the scenes you're doing. You work on that, find that character, and he or she will be like, what do you want in this scene? Like, what does Rod Bingleston want in this scene? He or she will challenge you up to get to that level. Like, basically have a coach in Los Angeles, Atlanta, or New York. If you're out of state or in state, have that coach that's coaching you. But be patient, too, as well. Patience is a virtue. It sucks, but sometimes it can be worth it in the long run. And also stay in shape. I mean, stay in shape in that business. You never know what casting directors or producers and actual directors are looking for. Audition or emails or whatever. A couple of my past roles I just booked recently were phone call interviews because what I've done so far on my resume. So it was pretty good. But other than that, I say for inspiring actors, just be patient and work your way up to the ladder. So.
Gotcha. Well, so far obviously I've looked over your IMDb. You've been acting in a lot of films recently. You've got one major project that's coming up within the next couple of years. We'll get to that in a minute. Can you tell us a little more about Black Wolf? I saw you posted on your Instagram a snippet of a trailer. Can you tell us a little more about like details of that film?
Can't really get that much into details because we're like 25% done with it. But let's just say Billy Black Wolf gets bullied by all these guys, Murtaugh, Bingleston, which is me, Sanders, and all these guys that bullies him through childhood. And then Billy ends up being a loser throughout life. And then he finds out 40 years later that all these guys that he got picked on are international terrorists, and then he's trying to go after him. Then we found out, this guy is still alive. Oh my gosh, like Billy Blackwood, no, we're going to kill this guy. No, like all that jazz. So basically we're like all international terrorists. We're trying to kill him and everything. So, but he ends up killing us.
Gotcha.
So, but that's later on down the road. But like I said, we're 25% done. That's much detail as I can give you. So
okay. So it's still a work in progress. It's still not completed yet.
Yeah, that's just a teaser trailer, just giving everyone a taste of what it's going to be. It's going to be an intense action killing film, basically.
Revenge flick, pretty much.
Basically. Yeah.
Okay. So on that note, what has been your favorite project to work on thus far?
So far right now, Black Wolf. So far right now.
Okay.
And my second project, my favorite was probably Chance the Movie. And it was my first SAG film, got me SAG eligible for the Screen Actors Guild Union. Mm-hmm. And Matthew Modine was great. He's a very down-to-earth man. On one of the posts I did on Instagram, it said all the PM team alumni, my mother agency is Pro Mall and Talent Management up in Akron, Ohio. And but yeah, they gave me that audition, and I booked the role Columbus the umpire, and JB Cry, Hollywood director, was in, and it was like an in-person audition. Like, this was a big deal. So it was a really good experience. Matthew Modine was a very good man. He told me about the Dark Knight Rises stories of him shooting in Pittsburgh and London and all that jazz. And everyone knows him from Full Metal Jacket, because I didn't know he starred in that until like before I booked Chance the Movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was him. So in the young version, that was in his prime days. But but yeah, Chance the Movie was my second favorite project. So, but right now, Black Hole is my first.
Gotcha. Can you give us any details on the upcoming Suicide Squad movie that you're working on right now?
And it's already done. My role in parts was wrapped up around October of last year.
So, okay. So you're finished filming your parts.
Yep.
Okay. What was that like being on like a major Hollywood set?
It started out at the time they had like 14 to 15 people cast, and I saw an opportunity to hopefully try to get in this movie. So found this site, and I did like an about me, how my name's Matt Conway, blah blah blah. Sent in my resume, my headshot, what I looked like at the time, and then I sent it to them, and they were like, "All right, we like your look, like what you've done so far. Can you be in Atlanta for training camp?" I'm like, "Yes." So go to Pinewood Studio in Atlanta, and basically two of the major actors were there. And it was a great experience. I got promised speaking role, and I was like, okay, this could be a big moment right here. And all of a sudden, it just happened a little bit so fast. But on the other parts, like I lost my speaking role in it because I wasn't in the unit officially, but I still got added to the cast. But James Gunn was like, sorry, Matt, we gotta give it to this guy. You're not in the unit officially. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, okay. So, hey, but still, man.
But other than that, it was good. Pete Davidson was good, but he was high as a kite. I was like, Jesus Christ, how is he functioning right now? It's 3-something in the morning. So, but other than that, it was a good experience. I went from supporting role to nothing. I was bummed out, but other than that led me to more motivation, more training. Like keep going, keep doing this. So, but yeah, other than that, it was a good experience. I'm praying to God my scenes don't get cut. So
yeah,
because you never know what he's going to use. So.
Yeah. Well, definitely if I see you, if I'm watching that in the theater and I see you pop up on screen, I'm going to lose it, man. But, so what are your plans from here on? What are the plans for the future for you?
Keep going. Keep doing this craft. It's a process. My mother agency, Pro Montana Men's, I said not too long ago, I said there's a possibility I could get representation again. Hopefully in early 2021, when everything kind of gets back to normal from COVID, I'll go back to visit Los Angeles or Atlanta. I told them Atlanta and Los Angeles, but possibly Los Angeles might be the goal to get representation by a talent agent or manager. Because with the training I got so far and the stuff I've done so far with film work is really good. So hopefully keep doing this and keep doing what I love. This is a dream. I'm still fighting for it, and it's not easy. It really isn't. I mean, a lot of people think football and basketball is an easy process. It's really not, because we went through that process in practice.
Yeah.
And you got to train your skills every single week, just like we did back in our days. So so I'm gonna keep doing this as long as possible. It might take another 4 or 5 years to that another big yes sort of way, but hopefully don't lose the speaking role. I'll be in the union by then if I book the audition, because like I said, I'm SAG eligible. One of the guys, or actually few of the guys I'm close with in the industry, one from New York, one from Atlanta, and the other 3 from Los Angeles, said like, Matt, don't get the card until you book 2 more roles. I'm like, okay. So, because normally when people book a SAG film, like I did in Chance, they get the card. And then if they don't book anything else, then they're screwed. They got to pay union dues like once a year or monthly. Best if you do like once a year. So, yeah. But it's a process. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining me and taking the time out of your day for this interview. I hope to hear from you again, and look forward to seeing you on film. I'll put all of Matt's, for all you viewers out there, I'll put all of Matt's information, IMDB page, and some links to his other films in the description below. Matt, thank you so much, man. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, good seeing you. Thanks for having me, Hunter.
All right, we'll see you next time, bud.
All right, brother.
Bye-bye. All right, bye-bye.